Arpaio has to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Joe Arpaio has to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Why is it important to have people out of detention? Is because they belong to our families, to our communities, and they are part of us. So I think they need to be with us.
There are so many people that have circumstances that may be eligible so that they can stay with their families while their cases are being heard. So many people that are unjustly being detained in federal detention centers that it would be better for the community if they were out with a work permit while their case is pending so that they can continue to work and support their families. Many of them have children that are born in this country, and with them being detained, those children will be eligible for benefits. And that in itself will hurt the economy. So it's better for the country, it's better for the family. Here in Maricopa County, we have Proposition 100. When it passed in 2006, Proposition 100 called for someone who was undocumented would not be eligible to receive a bond so that their civil cases can be heard. So many of them currently are being detained while cases of perhaps questions with their IDs are being heard. What in fact this does is this creates a great burden on the families. We feel that this is unnecessary because folks are not going to run, especially when they have families here, when they have children here, when they were working. I think that especially once they finish with their cases, they get transferred over to the federal detention centers. At the same time, they are also issued a bond. When a bond is issued, the families are only going to suffer the most. The rest of the community suffers because then this family will become a burden on the state. It does not make sense to create high bonds so that families can be separated. It's important that we look at the factors when we have children that are born here, we have families that are together. Keeping the families together should be the important priorities of this administration. Making sure that it works for the economy should be the top priority of this administration. When a person is out pending their hearing for immigration, out on without bond or very little bond, I think that's the best way to handle these types of situations. So this is why it's important for the Obama administration to do something about these high, ridiculous bonds because it doesn't help anybody.
As someone who's a descendant of Jews from Germany, I know in my blood what it's like when agents of the state don masks and terrorize neighborhoods in the name of the law. As a descendant of Italians, I know what it's like to be forced to lose your culture. And I don't want to see that happening to another group in this country. And that's what's happening in Arizona today.
We often struggle to get our numbers who are picked up by Immigration and Border Patrol. We live in an area that is so heavily militarized. We have nearly 20,000 Border Patrol agents stationed just along the U.S.-Mexico border alone. That's not even counting the ICE agents in the interior. So our numbers get picked up, and we insist and we push to get them out of detention because they need to be with their families. They need to be able to continue their life in the United States. Immigrants are part of the United States and need to be out free so they can be with their children, go work, go to school. People have daily lives and should be able to have that freedom. Our detention system is not only violating people's basic due process, but it's also denying people's basic human dignity.